Hey everybody, it's JJD here, and I am back with yet another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet VGC Ranked Ladder Master Ball Tier Climb video. And in this video, I will be showing off a doubles Trick Room team that I created for myself. And the first Pokemon on the team is the obvious Trick Room setter, Farigiraf, with the Terra Fairy Terra type. And Trick Room and Protect are two obvious moves, and I've also chosen Hyper Voice and Dazzling Gleam as attacking moves. The Dazzling Gleam is there to go to Terra Fairy type for stab fairy move should I need to Terra the Farigiraf, and Hyper Voice is a stab move coming off Farigiraf's regular normal type. And the Mental Herb is chosen just in case it gets taunted or anything like that, and Armor Tail's the obvious ability to block priority. Up next is one of the premier Trick Room sweepers in Regulation D, and that is the Guts Flame Orb Ursaluna set with the standard move set and Terra Normal type. Crunch is there for coverage on Ghost types. And up third, I have the infamous Storm Drain Yawn Terrifier Gastrodon that I featured in a previous video. You can check that out on my channel if you are interested in that. So this basically offers sleep support with Yawn, and Earth Power and Ice Beam are coverage moves. Storm Drain is there to absorb any water moves from Water Urshifu, as that is a dangerous sweeper in VGC right now. And Leftovers is there for extra health recovery consistently. Up fourth is the next support Pokemon on the team. That would be the Amoonguss with Rocky Helmet and the standard doubles moveset with the Water Terra type. Up fifth, I have a Technician Scizor with Citrus Berry with the Steel Terra type and Bullet Punch. The Steel Terra type will give the double stab to Bullet Punch, causing big damage even without a Choice Band. I have Pounce as the bug move just in case I need speed control outside of Trick Room. Close Combat is most likely Scizor's best coverage option, and Quick Guard is there to block any priority Fake Outs or Aqua Jets, Mach Punches, anything like that. Up fifth, I was looking for a special sweeper. I was running Chien Pao, but was not using it very much, so I chose an Assault Vest Wardeer that can offer Intimidate support, and the Grass Terra type to go with the Assault Vest to take special hits a little bit better. Earth Power and Thunderbolt are also coverage moves, and Psychic is a stab move to go with its regular Psychic type. So, with that being said, let's cut ahead to the first battle. Alright, we have an Azelf, Grimmsnarl, Florges, Kanto Zapdos, Arcanine, and Garchomp. So, this Azelf is more than likely going to explode, and something is probably going to Terra Ghost. I would say the Florges or the Grimmsnarl most likely. The Grimm is probably going to set up Fake Out or one of the dual screens first turn, should it be Terra Ghost. Also, he could lead Garchomp Zapdos for Disquake. But I think Farigiraf and Gastrodon. I don't want to bring a Moonguss because of the Arcanine. And Ursaluna in the back. And I know there's a Fire type, but I do want to bring Scizor because it is good against 4 of the 6. The 2 not being good against are the Zapdos and the Arcanine, but I'm still feeling good about my chances. So we'll see what our opponent Kodua is bringing here in about 8 seconds. As I stated earlier, he is most likely either going to lead Garchomp Zapdos and spam Disquake, or Azelf and Grimmsnarl Terra Ghost to block the explosion, or something could even protect with Azelf Terra Normaling into explosion. We'll find out here. Azelf and Garchomp. So the Garchomp might be protecting. The Garchomp's going to Earthquake, actually. The Garchomp's going to Earthquake because Azelf has Levitate. I like setting up Trick Room. And I think yawning Garchomp would be a solid play. Okay, they withdraw Garchomp. That's not the worst thing in the world. Grimmsnarl. Okay, they don't have a natural ghost type out, so this is probably not... It taunts, but joke's on you, buddy. I have a Mental Herb. Which activates right now. So we are going to get Trick Room up after all. So at least we yawned the Grimmsnarl. Not the worst thing in the world. That'll make them decide whether to set up a screen or switch back out. So I think I'm safe to Dazzling Gleam with Farigiraf, as well as yawn the Azelf slot. Always throw Mental Herb on your Trick Room setter. Let that be a lesson, folks. So they are probably switching something out. Okay, they're not. The Grimmsnarl will set Reflect up, which is fine because I have special attackers out. Farigiraf gets some solid damage off. Gastro yawns. The Azelf taunts the Gastrodon slot, which is fine. I will just switch Gastro out. So the Grim being asleep is good for us. I'll just Dazzling with Farigiraf. And I'll switch Gastro out for Ursaluna. Okay, so I get the switch out first because of Trick Room. Ursaluna will come in. Withdraw Azelf so it doesn't go to sleep. This is pretty much going to be a free turn. Arcanine. Alright, they most likely read me bring in Ursaluna, so well played by them on that. The Grim stays asleep. Dazzling did not do much to Arcanine. Not terrible. So Ursaluna gets Guts activated. How many more turns of Trick Room do I have? I did not mean to take a screenshot. 2 more turns, okay. So I think I will Hyper Voice with Farigiraf. And I will just Headlong Rush the Arcanine slot. So they're probably going to go back into Azelf. Yeah, good read on, good play on their part. Good play, good play. I knew I should have just facaded that slot, but it's fine. They baited me into the ground move. At least the Azelf's almost gone. There's really no need to Terra either. I kind of have them right where I want them despite only 1 turn of Trick Room being left. I think I'll switch Ursaluna out with the -2 attack. That's fine. We'll just Hyper Voice with Farigiraf. And I'll just go into Gastrodon. Because then I can just yawn whoever comes in, because the Grimmsnarl is... Well, no, I knocked the Grimmsnarl out, actually. It's not still asleep. So them taking this long means they're probably going to Terra something. It's probably going to be Terra Water on the Arcanine. Maybe not. Well... Does Terra activate before switch outs? No, I think switch outs are first. Okay, the Azelf gets withdrawn because they want to save it. That was a crit with close combat, okay. So they've not attacked Farigiraf yet. So I'm going to be ballsy and predict that they don't have something that taunts out on the field right now. I don't think either of these can learn taunt, so I'm safe to get Trick Room up. And I will just protect with Gastro and scout what they want to do. The Garchomp is probably going to Earthquake, and they'll switch the Arcanine out for Azelf. And the Azelf is weak, so it'll go down to 1 Farigiraf Hyper Voice should it switch into the Arcanine slot. Which I'd be okay with. Yeah, withdrawing for Azelf and just going for Earthquake. Unless they Terra, I don't see it knocking Farigiraf out without a crit, and they're not going to Terra, which is fine. Okay, Garchomp Earthquakes, Azelf's Levitate. What is it with the crits? Even with the crit, it didn't knock out Farigiraf, which is fine. So I get Trick Room back up for another round. That's exactly what I was looking for. So I know what his last 3 is. He did not bring the 2. Well, the Arcanine will be a problem for Scizor, but I think we'll just Hyper Voice. And I think we're good to Earth Power the Garchomp slot in case he does switch it. The battle was canceled. Okay. Okay, so that's a solid W. Alright, I'll take it. I was predicting that the Garchomp would switch out into the Arcanine slot and get an Intimidate off, thinking that I would Ice Beam that slot. But I tried to outplay there. It obviously forced them to Rage Quit. So with that being said, I will cut ahead to the second battle. Okay, Nyx has a solid Tailwind team with Rillaboom, Urshifu, Qianpao, Torn, Flutter, and Hisui Arcanine. A lot of strong, physical, scary attackers outside of the Flutter. So I think we're good to leave a Farigiraf, and I'm pretty sure that's Water Ursh. So I'm going to bring Gastro. And in the back, we're good to bring Ursaluna. And I think we'll bring Wordeer this time for its own Intimidate support. Yeah, Wordeer has decent coverage against his team. I'll bring Wordeer. I'm not liking well, should I bring Scizor? I think I value the Intimidate support more than Priority, if I'm being honest. I hope I don't regret that. They're probably going to lead Torn in either Ursh or Flutter and set Tailwind up and just start spamming strong attacks. If they lead Torn Ursh, I would love that because then I can just set Trick Room up while they just try to Bleak Wind Storm me to death. They lead Torn Qianpao, okay. So I am probably getting knocked out here with Farigiraf. But regardless, I'm going to try Trick Room. And I think yawning the Qianpao slot would work. They forget about Farigiraf's Armor Tail. And they just Sacred Sword the Farigiraf slot and it does live, okay. It's a Life Orb Qianpao, which is interesting. Farigiraf gets the Trick Room up, very nice. So I think we're good to Dazzling Gleam here. And then try Ice Beaming the Torn slot. So they're probably going to try and Sacred Sword with Qianpao to knock out my Farigiraf, which would not be the worst thing in the world. Switches out for Rillaboom, excellent. We still get super effective damage off. Very nice. Chien Pao sucker punches, but Farigiraf's Armor Tail still blocks it. They didn't learn from the first turn, did they? So Gastro gets the Ice Beam off on Rillaboom, doesn't knock it out, but a freeze would be nice. Which would not work. They are not able to fake out. The Chien Pao falls asleep. Let's see. I don't want to commit to Terra Fire on Gastro. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to Dazzling Gleam for some residual damage. And let's see. The problem is Ursaluna's weak to grass too, so I don't want to just pivot Ursaluna in like that. So if I'm going to switch in, I'm going to have to bring Wordier in. The Intimidate support is nice too, since 2 physical attackers are on the field as well. So I knew I was right to bring in Wordier. It is a little awkward having 2 normal psychic types on the field though. The Chien Pao tried to Sucker Punch, but still stays asleep. Okay, not terrible. So this is not going to hurt that much. That did a lot more than I thought, even at -1, and that's not a crit either. That's very bad. That's very, very bad. So they send Hisui and Arc out. It's a Rock headset, most likely. Little do they know that I'm packing Earth Power my Wordier. I think I'm going to Hyper Voice. And let's try Earth Power on the Arcanine, see what happens. If they protect here, I give them all the credit in the world. The Rillaboom is probably Assault Vested, which is why it was sponging the special attacks in the earlier turns. Okay, we get Hyper Voice off. The Rillaboom goes down. Very nice. They don't commit to Terra either, so this is going to be a 4 times damage Earth Power. We get the Earth Power off. Very nice. That's what they were not expecting. They weren't expecting that at all. So I believe they're only down to their Tornadus left. We didn't even need a Terra either. I believe the Torn is the last one left. Yeah, Torn's last left, so we can just Hyper Voice and then Thunderbolt Torn. And they cancel the battle. We get 2 Rage Quits in a row. I'll take it, man. So we got a little bit lucky with the predictions there. The Torn swapping out into the Rillaboom, that initial swap out turn on when I had the Gastrodon try to Ice Beam that slot, that worked out in our favor as well, too. That's why the Ice Beam damage was a little bit weak, because of Assault Vest. So, We had got a little bit lucky with, and as I said too, bringing Wordier over Scizor was also beneficial as well too. So with that being said, we'll cut ahead to the 3rd battle and see if we can get a clean 3-0 sweep here. Okay, so Bread looks like they're running a hardcore rain team with Therian Landorus and regular Enamorus. So with that being said, Farigiraf Gastro lead is once again superior. Ursaluna is probably a bad idea. 100% a bad idea. So I'm going to bring Scizor and Wordier in the back. I'm not going to bring Ursaluna when they have 4 super effective types on it. And they selected their team pretty quick. I wonder if they went with the 4 Rain Sweepers. They're probably going to lead Pelipper and Ursh or Pelipper Palafin and set Tailwind up, and the Palafin will flip turn. But what they don't know is I'm bringing Storm Drain Gastro. They lead Pelipper and Namorous. Interesting. Let's see. This is probably a contrary. Do they have anything on Pelipper that could trigger the contrary on Enamorous. I don't believe so. I'm not sure if Pelipper could learn Swagger, Flat, or anything like that. So I think I'm good to Trick Room. I'm just going to yawn that Enamorous slot. Okay, it's Tide Storms. I think that's no miss in rain. Which is fine. That's not the worst thing in the world. I'm glad it missed Farigiraf. They set Tailwind up, but joke's on them because I'm setting Trick Room up. So Gastro gets the yawn off on Enamorous. And we get our Trick Room up. So I think what I want to do is I want to double into that Pelipper slot. I'm just going to Hyper Voice. I want to Ice Beam the Pelipper, or not the Pelipper, the Enamorous slot, excuse me. They withdraw the Pelipper, which is good. As long as they're not protecting, this is a free turn for us. Lando comes out for Intimidate, which is fine. I'm going to reveal the Ice Beam this turn, unfortunately, so they're probably going to withdraw Landers, seeing that I do that. Okay, no Protect. It's good. We get the Hyper Voice off, followed by Ice Beam. Not a KO. Tide Storms. Farigiraf, we get a double avoid. Okay, so it doesn't miss, or it doesn't hit all the time in the rain. Very nice. It's probably just Bleak Wind Storm. We get the lucky double miss there. So the Enamorous falls asleep. That slot is probably going to withdraw. I think I'm good to do the same thing again, except I'm going to Ice Beam the Lando slot. They withdraw Enamorous. If this Landers is Terra Grass, I will be impressed. I will. Urshifu comes out. It's Water Urshifu, which will be blocked by my Gastrodon Storm Drain, and we get the knockout with Lando. Very good. Very good. Get some residual leftovers recovery. We've made this a quick 4v2. So Enamorous comes back out, but it's still asleep. It's 4v3 actually. How many turns of Trick Room do I have left? I have 2 turns left. Okay. So I think we're gonna Dazzling Gleam because, well, the Ursh could Terra. Hyper Voice for Stab. And let's see. Do they have a flying type? Another flying type they could switch in? The Lando's knocked out, I know that. The Pelipper. The Pelipper is the last one. That's right, that's right. I'll just Protect. Why not? I have a free turn with Gastro. The Ursh detects, not the worst thing in the world. Okay, so Farigiraf gets the Hyper Voice off, knocks Enamorous out. Now it is a 4v2. This battle is looking like it's in our favor. Their Tailwind peters out, which is fine. That means this is last turn of Trick Room. So I am good to Dazzling for the stab damage on Ursh. And I will Earth Power the Ursh slot because it detected last turn. No, can't do it again. Yeah, see, that's a wasted turn. So we get Dazzling off with Ursh. Okay, so unfortunately the Dazzling Gleam did knock it out, but that's not the worst thing in the world. Seeing as we have it as a 4v1 now, they're probably going to Tailwind with Pelipper. They're going to fly. Okay. Very odd selection. I wonder if that's an in-game Pelipper, if this person is using an in-game team. But still, I think I'm good to set Trick Room back up, and then I'll just Protect with the Gastro slot, just in case. I'm not exactly too worried in a 1v4 situation against the Pelipper. So it did select fly into the Gastrodon slot. No, you don't want to use 2-turn moves in serious competitive battles unless you're running a power herb, for those who may be unsure. So we're going to get Trick Room back up. And we're just going to repeatedly spam Hyper Voice and Ice Beam till we win. Not terrible. Okay, so it looks like we're going to get a 3-0 clean sweep in this video without even Terra. Using Terra, me or the opponent. Quite interesting. Farigiraf finished off with Hyper Voice first turn. Not bad. Okay, very good. I'm not sure if this person was a serious competitive player or not. I kind of feel bad, but they are slightly higher rank, so I mean, they could be serious. But thank you for watching. If you watched this far, I hope you learned something about this team and even VGC battling in general. Just drop something in the comments section if you have any comments about this team or the video. I will drop the rental code and the Poke Paste in the description of the video as well, so you all can see for yourself and potentially make or alter this team for yourself to your liking. And I will catch you guys in the next video, whenever that may be. Thanks again.